Pretty interesting day. You guys got any tickers you want me to cover first? Any questions you guys want to ask right off the bat here? I see that yeah, I'm gonna go over Oracle for sure. I see there was some confusion on the time here. It says 7 p.m. That may have just been a scheduling error. But for now, this one's gonna be at 9 p.m. I may switch it to 7 p.m. Anyone that's here right now, would you rather this be at 9 p.m. Eastern time or 7 p.m. Eastern time if you had to pick? Would you? I know 9 p.m. could be a little bit late for people. 7, okay. One vote for 7. Can I suggest a stock going up 200% tomorrow? I don't know that a stock. I know a stock that can do that, but some options, yeah, definitely I can throw those out there. Okay, Latvian, you're good. T Frost says 9. T says 9. Pretty mixed here. You guys that like 9, could you make the 7 stream, or would you just flat out rather it just be 9? If I can see 7's okay for you, okay. I just want to get the biggest audience I can here. I feel like 9's a little late. I moved my coaching to 7. It's been working pretty well. But for anyone else that isn't answering, if you have any questions you'd like me to go over first, please ask away. Someone asked a stock going up 200%. Yeah, who played Netflix? Anyone yellow some Netflix calls? Yeah, okay, makes sense. You did? Wow, Josh, Matt, what contract? 9 p.m. is good. Okay. Let's see here. What did we buy? 1,040 calls. You may be there in the morning. Wow, dude. For $20. Nice. That's the kind of earnings YOLO I want when you're risking $20. I think you're gonna be happy with that in the morning. I think this is probably gonna be over 1,000 in the morning, but I don't know. Just a wild move in general. I didn't expect them to kill it that much. They passed that 300 million subscribers. I mean, that's like insane. That's all of America, pretty much. Obviously, it's not all Americans, but yeah. So this is the daily chart here. So I mean, it closed near lows today, but as you can see, this thing just freaking skyrocketed. I bet we're over 1,000 in the morning. You love to do options. Cool. Well, that's all I trade is options. So, Devindy, have you done the 5-day free trial and premium? That's kind of where I'd point you first. And then if when you do like it and you want to go premium or you want to just get a coach specifically, getting a coach is going to be cheaper than premium. But if you do buy premium, you get a coach included. So it's kind of the same thing. But you'll get access to a lot more obviously in premium. With coaching, you're just getting access to coaching. But yeah, I give entry, exit, everything. I talk it all out on mic. If anyone was there today, we caught like a 50% gain on some Google calls that took about 5 minutes. It was a 5-minute trade. Today was actually a free live stream, free live trading. I do that twice a week, and we may actually take one of those free ones off. So it'll be only one free live trading for me a week. So just a heads up on that. But yeah, it was fun. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm the option guy, but I've done a ton of lessons on options. But that's all I day trade. So I'm like a day trade kind of scalper at market open, using options. So I can teach it and stuff like the difference between me and Bull is Bull does like passive options. So he's gonna do like spreads, iron condors, cash secured puts, stuff like that, debit, credit spreads. It's just slower moving things. Like again, my trade this morning was about 5 minutes, but it was nice. I made like $1,000 today in 5 minutes. Yeah, yeah, you can start with 1,000. That's typically where I want people to start at 1,000. If you start lower than that, it's just a little bit harder. But in just because new traders want to make as much money as they can, when if they have $100, then it's tough. Davindy, I'll add you as a friend just so no scam. Ethan's add you. Um, it says that I can't add you, so you have to add me first. So I'm gonna put just a dot right there. Click on my name and add me as a friend. So just if you have some questions, um, you can reach me there. I can also get you the 5-day free trial link. Um, yeah, if you're interested in that first, but I do ask that when you are ready to make that jump to premium, please reach out to me so I can get you set up and you can I can funnel you in there because they want to keep track of who which analyst brings in who. So, anyways, that's just the one ask I have from you. But other than that, yeah. So I'm just like a day trader with options. I have done some swing trades here and there, but again, my trade was 5 minutes today. Typically, how most of my trades are very quick. We were done. My quote unquote work day was done in 7 minutes. So pretty good. Cool. Yeah. Options just kind of give you the ability to trade mega cap stocks, like Tesla, Meta, stuff that are, multiple $100s a share rather than having to buy shares that are expensive, and if you buy a $500, share and it goes up $1, you make $1. If you buy a, $100 or $200 contract at times, sometimes they're more expensive, sometimes they're cheap like that. You can make 30, 40, $50 on a $1 move from a stock. So today, my fills are like 225 and my peak sell is like almost 380 on some of them. So I guess it was a lot more than 50%. But so just putting that in perspective, if you bought one contract for 200, and even if you got a $250 fill, you could have sold for 50, 70, $100 gain off that. So just to put that in perspective for you since you're new to options. But anyways, the stuff, I'm going to be watching Netflix tomorrow at open. I don't know that I'm going to trade it necessarily, but obviously there's a catalyst there. I have had some really solid Netflix trades post earnings, like the day after. That's typically where I want to be trading it. When there's a catalyst, there's going to be volume on the stocks, there's going to be volume on the options, stuff like that. So it is something I'm going to consider off the open tomorrow. Google closed right around 198. So if that's down, that'll be good because I could trade Netflix. I think Amazon's also ready to get going. I think Meta's close to getting going. But some news I want to talk about today. Trump announced that they're going to be putting $500 billion, okay, $500 billion into a company called Stargate, I think is what it's called. And it's going to be $500 billion for AI pretty much. So Oracle, OpenAI, and one other one I forgot. But that's why you see Oracle ripping today. It did really well during the day, and then look what it did after hours here. Closed the day at 172, and we're at 185 right now. So another $10, $15 gain there. So maybe something to watch there. I don't know. I think there's obviously a big move today. We're way up in this area, but I think this could get to all-time highs pretty quickly. It's something that I would like to watch, around 190 to 200 up in this area. If it just really gets on a move, Oracle is good. Got Milk on YouTube says, screw Pelosi. Yeah, so Pelosi, let me finish this thought on this AI stuff, and then I'll go into that. So Oracle, I don't think OpenAI is public, but Oracle could have some movement there. But that's gonna, this helped NVIDIA. So NVIDIA is up nicely here after hours, about $3, sitting at 143, 143 and a half. So, this could be the catalyst that gets this back up here to 150 and actually completes that all-time high break through 150, where this goes 160, 170, 180. So Nvidia will be on watch for me, not around here, but closer to 150 is where I'll be a little bit more anxious to trade it. But yeah, SoftBank, thanks, Chag. Let's see, what's that ticker? Don't know the ticker for that. I thought it was FSFTV. Yeah, I don't know. There was volume on it today, but not great. Yeah, OpenAI is not public. So, anyways, so what Got Milk's talking about on YouTube here is Nancy Pelosi bought, I think it was like, I don't know, 250K and 500K of Amazon on January 13th. So I don't know, what is that, 8 days, whatever, 7 days, 8 days ago. So that would have been right down here at the low on Amazon, of course. So she's up already about 12 to 15 points. She also bought Google on the 13th, which will be around here as well. So yeah, right here at this bottom 190. So she's already up about 10 points. So anyways, Google was the solid trade for me today. The market did sell off when it was pushing, which I think kind of hindered that move. But once we can get a daily candle close above 200, I think this starts blasting off, and I think it goes to 210 then 220 pretty quickly. So this is still going to be one of my main watches here, but I'm not going to try to milk it just because we had a good trade on it today. Probably just going to wait for that all-time high around 202. Other than that, though, I think Amazon looks great. We broke out of this bull flag here. We have all-time highs at 233. Ideally, this isn't gapped up there tomorrow because I would really like to trade Netflix off the open. Netflix is going to be kind of a scary stock, especially on what's tomorrow, Wednesday. I'm not live trading tomorrow, but Netflix will be something I'm going to watch. 1,000 calls, unless we're above 1,000, then I may go like 1,025 or 1,050 or even the 1,100 calls. But it's also something that I'm not going to want to get in right off the open because I want to see that IV come down. Because Netflix is a scary stock. Typically, the spreads are pretty wide. I think Lee typically does it, Mad Maverick, but I think that Jay may be subbing in for him tomorrow morning. So it's one of the two. Yeah, so going to be watching Netflix close off the open. Oracle is going to be a side watch for me. Nvidia, Micron will be side watching. Micron was up a little bit on the AI news. I like Micron's chart. I think once this can finally break above 115, it could go to 130 pretty quickly. So that's up in this area here is where I'm gonna want to be paying attention to it. I don't really care what it does around here, just because there's a lot of resistance. Don't really want to get caught. But once we can break up in this area, that's where some opportunity is going to be, I think, for me. I hope that makes sense to y'all. AMD. So, when I pull up AMD kind of before this lesson, I'm looking at it. I'm like, man, it just wasn't affected by this news much. AMD is just down in the dumps. It just isn't really innovating at all. I never see it in the news. I do think that there's definitely still a lot of potential here. It's just, maybe they're working on something that's going to be groundbreaking and they're just being real quiet about it. So, it's not, I don't want to totally disregard it, but right now price is telling me it's not something I want to be trading. So, Bull got some Netflix earnings. Nice. That's awesome. SoftBank probably trades on Nikki and also owns a lot of ARM. Okay, nice. That's good to know. So ARM was moved pretty nicely today. ARM doesn't have a bad chart here. Kind of a downtrend, kind of breaking out of that. Above 160, to me, this kind of catches my eye. Then above 165, this could really get going back to highs. I don't know how long this move will be sustained off this 500 billion. I just think 500 billion is a lot of money. It's not like it was 5 billion, 500 billion, $500 billion. That's substantial. So I could see a multiple day, multiple week run on some of these things. Doesn't mean they're going to go straight up. They could just kind of grind higher, but when they get to nice breakout levels, it's where I want to be paying attention to it. So, my watch list has been kind of tiny the last, month or two, and we're starting a new presidency. A lot more news is going to be flowing into the markets. So my watch list will start widening out again, right? So ARM, Oracle, Netflix, something I haven't traded in months. AMD, probably not AMD, but Micron, um, MSTR is something I want to pay attention to as well. See what Trump does. Should have bought that under 300, like I told myself, but AI is ChatGPT. Yeah, I mean, um, no. So AI, the ticker AI is actually not related to artificial intelligence at all. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong on that, but the last I heard AI, one of the reasons the stock even ran is because it had the ticker AI. That was just a sentiment. So if someone can fact check me on that, please do. But it's a real company. I mean, it's not a penny stock either, but it's just the ticker AI, from what I remember. But if anyone looks at it, let me know. Is Target going to hurt APLD with the recent news, even with $5 billion invested in APLD? No, I mean, it may hinder the move a little bit, but I think APLD stock should still benefit from a $5 billion investment. I mean, $5 billion is still a pretty penny too, So 500 billion is obviously 100 times bigger than that, but that's a very new thing. APLD has been around. So Trump said today that he signed off that they're going to invest $500 billion into this company called Stargate, and basically it's there to help OpenAI, Oracle, just some of these bigger AI tech companies, just grow and do better. So back to the Oracle chart, it ripped today. It's at 185 now. It's up another $13-14 since close. So really, it's all the way up here, not down here. So I don't know, kind of interesting. So I want to pay attention to AI names for sure. Crypto, I want to keep a close eye on, just because if Trump does start to sign off on things to make the U.S. the Bitcoin reserve or whatever, Bitcoin's going to go higher. Bitcoin's getting up into those all-time high areas again, above 110,000. We're sitting at 106 right now, it looks like. So I don't know, just all things to think about. Like I said, it's my watch list has been pretty small in the recent month or two, and it's going to start widening out. I might get a little more creative with some trades. I just, I've been telling everyone for 2-3 months that be cautious, trade small, save yourself, because when Trump comes in, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on, and that's kind of what we're seeing right now. So we're only one day in, and I think this next 30 days are going to be pretty crazy. So that brings catalysts, that brings volatility, that brings clean moves with high volume. That's where I want to be. We're kind of getting into that market environment where you want to be pedal to the metal. That doesn't mean you need to be going in super heavy, but it also means you need to be focused and you need to be looking for quality trades. You need to try to execute well. Don't be nonchalant about this. Don't treat it as a hobby. You can make a lot of money in these next 2-3 months for sure. Not to mention the next 4 years of this. So I don't know. I think there's a lot going on here. I have the 124 Netflix 100. I'm really confused whether I should hold them or sell tomorrow. So if they're expiring on the 24th, that means you have basically 2 days till expiration now. They're going to lose value a lot. You're going to be about $100 out of the money, $140 out of the money. They're probably going to lose value pretty quickly. My advice would be to sell them off the open, because IV will still be high. You may be able to make some money. I don't recommend holding a contract that's $140 out of the money, give or take, because it'll lose value very fast. Of course, that's not financial advice, right? But that's I think you get what I'm putting down here. I think the best thing you could do is get out of that off the open. We can use Binance. Are space stocks back in play with Trump's mission going to Mars? Yeah, I mean that's actually an interesting idea. What was one? ASTS, I think, was one. Yeah, this is just kind of stagnant right now, but could be. Yeah, Rocket Lab, that's had a great year. I mean, that ripped today as well. So definitely something to consider. Lunar too. I think that, if SpaceX was a public company, that would be the one that's like absolutely skyrocketing, the easiest buy in the world to make money as a trader. But since SpaceX is not, I don't really know. It's not really a sector I'm familiar with or that comfortable trading. Never traded it before, but it is interesting to look at, and it may be something we should be looking at for sure. So, yeah, good calls on those Rocket Lab and Lunar. One other thing I want to talk about is Tesla actually saw some weird weakness today. To me, it was kind of more of a sell the news scenario. It was up coming into this inauguration, kind of just an easy sell off today. Maybe since Trump didn't mention a whole lot about Tesla specifically. I know there was some EV talk, but I thought this wouldn't be as weak as it was today. So to me, that's kind of interesting. I know my chart looks kind of messy here, but you have a little bit of an uptrend here that if broken back, if this breaks under $400, I think it probably goes to 380, maybe 375. But I could see it coming down to 400 and possibly bouncing. But again, we do have this kind of downtrend here that we could be breaking in the future. And back above 440, I think this can go on a run. It may just need a catalyst behind it. But other than that, I've kind of hit most of my points. So do you guys have any questions specifically on anything I just talked about? Or do you have any tickers you want me to go over? Do you have any trading questions? Are you struggling with anything? You can ask me any questions you want on, what would I do if I could had to restart? I don't care. I mean, get creative. There's no bad questions. RNXT, would I hold? Where did you buy from? What's your idea on this? I don't trade penny stocks, so it's not really something that I've ever seen or paid attention to. But Stock Wizard is probably going to be who you want to find and ask about this. But where'd you buy? What are you looking for? Weeble Maverick said it was good a while back. I mean, to me, there's no reason to sell right here. Do you know where you bought it from, Dave Indy? Um, I don't see, $1.40. Okay, so you're green for now. I mean, to me, I think if it gives up that $1.40 level, I would, you could have a stop loss at $1.30, $1.25, $1.20, even depending on how much you're willing to risk. I don't know what your position size is on it, but somewhere down in there to me makes sense. And maybe this gets to $2. I don't know. It's just not really something that I trade day to day. I only trade mega caps. I remember your name now from earlier. So I only trade like the biggest companies in the world: Tesla, Nvidia, Apple, Google, whatever. Those I only stick to those. I never trade low float, penny stock stuff. I did when I first started though. You got to start somewhere. What do you think about PLTR and the earnings 11 days from now? I think it's definitely going to be something people are going to be looking at. I think that dip. I remember shorting this under 70. That was pretty nice. I think you may even see all-time highs before earnings. Typically, things will kind of run up into the earnings, maybe sell off a day before or so. But I think it's going to be interesting. I think you're going to see a pretty decent move up or down on the earnings. So don't be too over leveraged, but I do think you could see some upside in the short term ahead of earnings. That's kind of how I would look at it. Thoughts on Rivian? So Rivian, I think it's just going to slowly die out. When you guys think of EVs, is how I always like to talk about it. When you guys think of EVs, what do you think about? Think of Tesla, right? I've seen very little Rivians, very little Lucids in the real world, right? I'm not asking about online. I'm like, what do you experience? That's something I learned from being on trading floor is they want you to be curious outside of things. What are you noticing? Some of the biggest trades some of those guys have ever made when they saw that yoga pants were getting popular and they bought Lululemon. My mentor there and boss, he grew up in New York. When he started noticing people buying Timberlands, Tim's, he bought Timberland stock and he shorted Nike and he made a bunch of money. So I don't know, just a little story there for you to um, consider. But I don't know. I think that especially because how close Elon is with Trump now, I think Tesla will obviously be getting like first bids on things. He's going to be trying to protect Tesla, help Tesla. He doesn't really have a whole lot of, and I think Rivian and Lucid aren't they Chinese companies? So I mean, Trump's not going to want to necessarily help them. He wants Detroit to be a bigger manufacturer of vehicles to bring a bunch of jobs there. So I think Rivian and Lucid will slowly dwindle off. I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it. But again, it's not something I've done a ton of research on. That's just kind of me spitballing here. If you're trading with small cap around 1K, is it better to trade penny stocks since more chance for profit? Not necessarily, no. Um, I'm kind of biased because it's kind of the only way that I ever learned was trading options because I could trade Tesla stock or I could trade Nvidia or Google, and besides buying one share for 150, 200, 300, 400, $500, I can buy an option contract for $100 or $200, $300, and I can make 30, 40, 50, $100 on a trade with that little amount of money. Rather than, to me, penny stocks are really hard and they're really dangerous because it's a lot of, if I was forced to trade penny stocks, I would always want to trade the downside. I would let them pop, go on a big run, and then start shorting. So that's just kind of how I would do it. But I think, and something else to consider, Red Ace, about penny stocks is it's tough to keep up with the news, right? Biotech stuff. I mean, that's always going to have 1, 2, 3 day kind of moves. When they get a little bit of news, the FDA approval or whatever. But to me, this is just personal. It's easier for me to keep up with Tesla, Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta, Netflix, right? Stocks that we all know in real life, and they're always in the big headlines because they're the biggest companies in the world. And it also interests me more to just kind of see how these companies are innovating, how they're changing. And again, I'm trading the same stocks. I've traded the same kind of give or take watch list for 4 or 5 years. So you end up kind of learning how these stocks move. When are good times to trade them? When are bad times to trade them? If I think this, has a high chance of happening, you'll notice, okay, it's acting how I think it should act, right? It's doing well. Well, I thought Tesla was going to rip this morning for X, Y, and Z reasons, and it's stagnant. It's kind of flat or it's selling off. So to me, that's not good. And I instantly back up because obviously what I was seeing wasn't right. So then I can move away. So that's just kind of my argument there is why I stick to you kind of create a relationship with these stocks and you learn over time how they move, why they move, how big moves can be on specific news, stuff like that. And I kind of enjoy, keeping up with them. But Red Ace, I hope that answered your question there. If you have any more on that, please ask. What do you think, please, about Snap 3/21/2025 15 call, sell for loss or hold? Well, my first thing is what's your risk management here? What were you willing to lose on this, Gary? Right now, we're breaking. So you have them from March. You still have 2 months, but you're coming into this $10.50 level support here. And if this doesn't bounce and this comes down in here, I mean, $10 could be a support as well, right? But you could even just draw a kind of a demand zone box here. So I mean, this is where it has to bounce for me. If it breaks under 10, 100%, I think you should probably be out of the trade. But again, where did you buy? Where was your planned stop loss? It sounds like you're just kind of blatantly holding here because you're down. I never want to see that. And that's not me trying to be mean. That's just kind of me. I'm just being just straightforward with you, right? If you're willing to lose $100 or $200 or whatever on this trade and you're down 500, then you didn't stick to your plan. And to me, that's a bigger issue than necessarily what you're up or down, or if you should hold or not. WR, you just said APPL. I think you mean Apple. Yes, I mean, Apple sold off a lot. They got an underperform rating from a big bank. I think it was maybe JP Morgan, but I don't remember. But we're down at a pretty solid support level here, this 220 level. I think this is probably going to bleed out here. Their AI isn't that great. Even though Tim Cook was at the inauguration, honestly, I thought there would be a little bit bigger move on some of these stocks because of their CEOs being at the inauguration and at least mentioned by Trump and on camera and stuff like that. But Apple's just really getting beat down. I mean, Apple's not going anywhere. It doesn't mean that, this correction, this, 40-point move, almost a 20% move on this, it couldn't be a buying opportunity, but you're just kind of, you know, blindly buying a sell off here. So, I mean, I don't know if that's what you're looking for, WR. I like P and T and O for long term for good monthly dividends. Yeah, you've mentioned those before. I think those are good. Any thoughts on PayPal earnings? I don't have any thoughts on PayPal earnings. I really don't know what to think about PayPal, to be honest with you. I mean, the chart, has done decently well the last, couple months. Um, I don't know. To me, like I'm not gonna be betting on these earnings at all. That just to me seems like a complete gamble. But and there's also no necessarily a day trade set up there for me as well. Tesla earnings coming soon. Yeah, they are. When is it? What's the exact date on that? So Tesla earnings are going to be on January 29th. So in 8 days. Nice Burry move to Chinese companies. Just saying, I think there might be big potential there, but I'm also new. Yeah, so Michael Burry, I know he has a huge position in Baba. He does really like these Chinese companies. I don't know where he's long from or what, but I do think that there could be some opportunity in these Chinese names. I know that Big Quench, the boss man, likes him as well. Baidu, Baba, all these. I'm pretty sure they were scooping them up down here around these lows for a longer term hold, but not necessarily a day trade or a short term swing trade for me there, Combat Wombat. Let's see here. That's why I'm trying to catch up. Yeah, TK, that honestly could be a factor too. I thought that whole like Hitler thing was so ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, he has Asperger's. He's just a quirky, kind of weird dude, but he is, one of the smartest people on the planet. Everything he's doing is for the betterment of humanity. If anyone even considers him being Hitler-esque, they are ridiculous, I think. What are your thoughts on MSTR? I think MSTR has more upside. They've bought a ton of Bitcoin. I think the stock's just going to wait on if Trump does this Bitcoin reserve or when. Trump said he's going to do it. He's kept a lot of his promises. So I think there's a very high chance that happens. I'm going to kind of just be waiting on that. Is it a terrible idea to be buying this, with equities or leap options and holding it for that? I don't think that's a terrible idea. It's just not something I'm going to do necessarily. So yeah, MSTR. I'm going to mention it again. Anyone that's free in here and hasn't done the 5-day free trial, please speak up. I can add you as a friend as well. I can get you that link. And just so you can try out premium. You'll get inducted on Sunday night. So you have a full 5 days of trading. We do that just so you don't, join on a Thursday and then you have 2 weekend days there that go against your 5 days. So I'm happy to get you guys set up with that. But again, I ask that if you are ready, if you like it and you want to join premium, please reach out to me first so I can get you set up and get you in there. So you paid for a week and never got a trial. What do you mean? What'd you pay for? Combat, yeah. So I do think it's interesting that he sold some of his big tech positions. I mean, I don't know that they're overvalued. I mean, maybe on paper they are, considering where their stock price is, but that's just the reality of our markets right now. I don't necessarily think it's some sort of bubble. I think Warren Buffett has bought and held some of these companies for 10, 20 years. So, oh well, Dave, Indy, when did you do that? Because this 5-day free trial has been going on for probably 2 months. If you did it before that, then that would make sense. But yeah, combat. What do you think about it? 3 weeks ago. That's interesting. So, who did you get that from? Did you talk to anyone? Where did you find that link? Because there are products that I think we offer for $7, like watch lists and stuff. Oh, Mad Maverick or Mad Max? I don't know who Mad Max is. Yeah, Maverick. So I think what you bought his watch list because he does a watch list that is $7, I think. So you didn't buy premium to this chat necessarily. I don't know what that confusion was, or I don't know what he was saying, but let me get you guys this link here. One second here. Here we go. All right, for anyone that's free, here you are. That should be the 5-day free trial link right there. Um, also, add me as a friend or say something down here if you're a free member and you would like me to add you in case that you do have questions in the future and you want to ask me things. Combat, I'll add you. I see that you're new here. Welcome. Also, Dave India, have you added? So if you guys have questions in the future, obviously just reach out to me. Anyone else that is interested in premium or this free trial later on, um, don't be shy. Don't be shy to ask. You'll sign up Sunday for yeah. So no, so I would honestly just sign up now. Make sure that you do link your Discord to the WAP and stuff, so it's a seamless transition. But yeah, you can sign up now just to get in there, and then on Sunday night you'll be inducted. I don't know exactly what time, but you'll be ready to go Monday morning. But you'll also have some time to look at things. You'll get to do a little walkthrough with Nikki. She'll walk you through kind of everything that you're going to get, where all the new channels are you're going to get access to, and all that. Yeah, so combat, that's definitely something to think about. I mean, that to me, that's more of like the bubble side of it. It's like this AI bubble. It's like an internal bubble kind of thing. Um, yeah, I can't wait to teach you, Dave. But I don't know. I don't know. These companies are so big, they're not going to fail unless they're completely fraudulent. So I don't know. Thanks, TK. Yeah, guys, today was solid. Yeah, yeah, definitely food for thought. Thanks for sharing. What else you guys got? Onstead, what's up? Dre, Stacy O. Walters, Vito, Sandy, Kareem, Lopaka 99, Zans, TMT DeBoss, Diego, Pie and Lasagna, T Frost, Triggerman, McNulty, Millie, NG. You guys got anything for me? Don't be shy. Ask whatever you want. I only do this once a week, so this is your time. I got about 20 minutes at most here left. Gabe, I never forget about you. Thanks again. All good. Cool. All right, Beck. Sounds good. Please let me know what you think about Chinese stocks, options, midterm, long term, Baba Neo. I don't really have a whole lot of positive thing to say about Neo anymore. But the one positive thing I would say about Baba is Michael Burry is heavily invested in Baba. So I do think that that's something interesting. So, I think mid to long term, there's definitely going to be something going on here. But with Trump in now, there's things are going to get a little messy with China. So also something to maybe do some research on there. I know that was kind of bland, but awesome, Zan. That sounds good, man. Let's see. Have you added as a friend as well? Cool, man. So just reach out. What's up, Trigger Man? First time here. Glad you're here. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, you free guys, make sure you do the trial. Your thoughts on BKNG? Let's see. Jeez. What are you trading this with? Options? Lopaka? Is this like booking.com? What is this? What's Booking Holdings? Should probably know this, but I'm not really familiar with it. Thanks, Kareem. That's awesome, TK. Sounds like a good day. K Web. Okay, nice. Let me write that down. Yeah, Oracle's got a big gap. I'm excited for Oracle. I'm excited for Oracle for sure. Yeah, this gap here looks good. Latvian with his gap trades. Let's see. I'm gonna go here to here. So we're actually in the gap right now. We're already halfway into it. We're sitting at 185 right now, but up to 190. Solid trade. Thanks, Charles Smash. Interesting. So I mean, I don't know that I have any thoughts on this on BKNG, but looks like there's what happened today. What was the news there today? It looks like a big sell-off. So are you trading this with options, equities? What are you looking for here? I see a gap down here, so maybe you're going to see some more downside in the short term. Looks like there's a gap down to about 444.60. Yeah, no, I know what booking.com is. I was just wondering what he was trading this with. Thoughts on TMF? I'll hit you up maybe next weekend for the trial. Busy next week and won't be on much. Sounds good, WR. I'm going to add you as well. I never would add people on here ever, but I've just seen some scam Ethans. So WR, I just added you. Make sure to add me back there. Just so you have me as a friend and you could reach out. Options on BKNG. Nice. Calls, puts. What are you looking for here? Yeah, there's a ton of scammers. I think Stock Wizard and Nikki have the most. Stacey, I hear Mara is doing what MSTR has done. If that's accurate, you think it's an all-time high for? Yeah, no, Stacey, I do think that's definitely doable. I mean, I've heard about Mara doing pretty well recently. So definitely something to consider. To me, it's more of a longer-term trade. So you have December 25. Yeah, no, I think 20 and 25 strikes, very doable. Very, very doable. I'm at 15K from Trump coin. Nice, Dre. There you go. It's a good start, man. So my advice is don't throw that all in right now. Let's start with maybe 1,000 of that. Put the rest in your bank account. Maybe have a nice dinner or two, celebrate a little bit, and then that's a great cushion to have. So if you're more interested in day trading, I'm going to be your guy. I'm the day trading coach here. I live trade quite a bit. Had a really solid trade this morning with everyone that lasted about 5 minutes. So it kind of depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for more of a swing trading, you're 18, so you're still in high school or getting into college. So I'm a senior in college right now. So, but I started trading when I was 15. So yeah, I mean, I'm right there. I've been in your shoes before, so it's going to depend on your outside schedule. Obviously, if you have class in the mornings, you can't day trade them. If you can't trade the market open at 9:30 Eastern time in the morning, then to me, you just can't be a day trader. You're going to want to be more of a swing trade guy. Oh, that's awesome, man. Cool. I'll add you as a friend right here. Um, Make sure to add me back, and yeah, we'll talk in the DMs for sure. Yeah, I would love to get you into my coaching stuff and just kind of get you a foundation for trading just to begin with. And even the foundation that I give you, it'll work for any style of trading. But I want to make sure you get set up on a good platform. Um, kind of make sure you have some psychology, get you some educational videos going. So Josh Smash, you're gonna have to do custodial accounts. I didn't. I probably shouldn't say this live, but I was just under my dad's information because he had brokerages accounts and stuff. So I would just deposit my money there and trade under his name. But I was so young; it's like it didn't make anything. I honestly lost money, so it's a little write off for him. But anyway, it's called a custodial account. So I know you can do that, and when they turn 18, you can do I think a joint account, or maybe they can have their own account. Um, and then I it used to be you had to be 21 years old to trade options, so that was a problem I ran into. Um, so I can now trade options legally, I guess. Anyways, and seeing that Melania coin, where can I locate it? Yeah, on Phantom. I was trying to swap for that when it was at $2. And the Solana network on freaking Phantom was just not working. Yeah, fraud detected. Hopefully the IRS isn't. You also see Trump wants to do an ERS, external revenue. What is it? Internal revenue service, I guess. External revenue service. Kind of interesting. And then you got Elon doing the Doge for the tariffs. Oh, okay, yeah, duh. New team hit the Panama Canal. Yeah, Gulf of America. How about that? Yeah, it's gonna be wild. The Gulf of America thing to me is just crazy, but it's honestly kind of like an FU. I feel like it's not necessarily has any sort of economic impact, just changing the name, but I don't know. I think it's funny. Is it gonna change New Mexico too? Yeah, that may have something to do with it, Dave, for sure. 4D chess move. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That's pretty awesome. I mean, it's a total different vibe with him in there. I mean, I loved watching him sign all those executive orders in the middle of that big room. It's kind of almost like a stadium. Have you all seen that clip um when Barron went up to Biden and said something to him, and Biden just like didn't even react. Like his face was almost like he was stunned. Yeah, I saw Biden's letter. I don't know what it said though. Yeah, no, he almost read it. Yeah. I know. How about that? I mean, and he just free balls it too. I mean, he just doesn't really prep. He just speaks, which I feel like every president should be able to do. Obama was a great speaker. Yeah, and he's not a puppet. Yeah, I mean, the jaw. He went to some church event thing, and the pastor was interesting today. Did y'all see that? It was something like that. I don't know. Yeah, it was kind of weird. Yeah, she doesn't show a lot of affection for Trump, at least from what I've seen recently. He'll try to like give her a kiss or something, and she just kind of put her cheek out there. I don't know. You never see them very affectionate, at least from what I've seen. Uh, Dre, I'm not personally, but I think some people are in here. Yeah, Gabe, me too. Yeah, he'll try to grab her hand. Yeah, yeah, I saw that too, TK. Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense, Stacy. Yeah, Chag. For all I don't know, Chag's Canadian, so he'll soon be an American. Thanks, Lo Paka. Thanks for being here. Let me know if you ever need anything. Yeah, I got about 5 more minutes here. Then I'm gonna wrap things up. Yeah, all their faces are pretty crazy. Dre, yeah, I have probably the most overkill trading setup you'll see. I've sent it in here a couple times, but you want to see it? All right, let me find a picture. I've even upgraded a little bit more recently, but you don't just because you have 4 monitors doesn't mean that you're a good trader. I will say that. Let me see here. I gotta have a picture in here somewhere. Yeah, I'm gonna be in the chat in the morning. Dang it, where is it, man? Let's see. What do you have right now? Do you have a desktop, Dre, at this point in time, or are you, or do you just have a laptop? Okay, cool. So you know computers, and okay, good. Yeah, I got a pretty good desktop too. I want to get the 5070 NVIDIA card when I can. I think it comes out in February. I don't know what this video is, but maybe it's something that's part of it. I don't know where these pictures are. Here's one where everything's I have no lights on. But anyways, I got a 49-inch curve, 30 to 34-inch ones on the top left, and then two 32-inch curves that I put vertical there. I don't know. I can't find these pictures. Anyways, let's see what else did I miss. Yeah, it's just a little. Yeah, two. I mean, honestly, two monitors is all you need. You don't need all this stuff. But for me, when I'm streaming and I have to have streams up and just a ton of stuff, um, no, I don't get sick on these. Wish I had a better picture for you, but yeah. So it's like a spaceship. It literally echoes, and I just kind of like lean in here and talk. Yeah, I mean, it's the majority of my monthly income for sure, Dre. I mean, I get paid to teach and do this kind of stuff too, but it's not, uh, you know, it's not more than what I make trading. If it was, then I'd be a fraud. Trading is just so, it's not consistent. So it's kind of why I like to have also kind of a consistent income on the side. PC is so much better. Are you still trading your phone, TK? That's funny. It's been working for you though. Oh, okay. Yeah, man, 100% Dre. I got my family's in the hotel business as well in Texas, so that's cool. Nice to meet you, dude. Yeah, let's talk. No, no, you're good. All right, Kiwi, good night. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap things up too. That's awesome, Dre. Yeah, man, I would love to hear about some of this stuff for sure. All right, Dre, take care. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap things up here, guys. Any last minute questions before I go? If not, no live trading tomorrow, but I'll be on the mic. Yeah, sure. I got on AMD a little bit, but yeah, AMD is just not acting right to me. It's just down a ton, and it's just to me there's just been no love. So either they're working on something that they've been quiet on. Uh, so I don't know. That's just kind of something. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, I hope to see you around more, man. Let me know if you ever need anything. Yeah, I don't have the 200 MA on here, honestly. So that's something I'll look at in the morning for you, Daffy Duck. But yeah, I don't know. I think AMD's just kind of slowed down a lot. So they're either they're working on something that they haven't talked about yet, or it's just kind of this is just going to be a slow one until they start innovating as much as Nvidia and stuff like that. So to me, from like a technical standpoint, I'm not super interested in trading it, day trading it here. But I don't know. Could be some longer term opportunity from this area for sure. Later, Chag. Thanks for being here. All right. I think I'm going to wrap it up here, y'all. Have a good night. Thanks as always for being here. You know where to find me. Don't be shy. Reach out to me whenever you want, guys. I'm here to help you. But I can't help you if you don't ask, don't put an effort. So, anyways, thanks, guys, so much. Have a good night. See you in the morning. Bye bye.